Hello and welcome back to another Football Commentaries live stream. It is at the stage of the tournament where hearts begin to break as we are into the final group stage games, and tonight Croatia face Italy in Group B. Croatia simply have to win or they will be eliminated, and for Italy just avoiding defeat should see them through to the knockout stages. Croatia are struggling in Euro 2024 after being played off the park in their opener to Spain and had to fight hard against Albania, where they had a victory to hold on to, but they let it slip with a 95th minute equaliser, and that has left Croatia slumped at the bottom of the group. Italy conceding the first 23 seconds of this tournament campaign, but turned things around quickly against Albania in the opener. But a real lacklustre performance in their second game to Spain has raised eyebrows and questions of the ability of the Italy squad to win this competition in back-to-back campaigns. This will be just the 10th meeting between the two nations, and the last three have all ended in 1-1 draws. Croatia's last win of 3 against Italy was back in August 2006, but Italy have only won once against Croatia, and that was back in the first meeting in 1942. So, for this late night game in Leipzig, which of the two countries will guarantee their place into the knockout stages? As I said, both teams need to win. Italy, a draw is probably going to be enough for them, depending on the Albania-Spain result. We're going to have a bit of a wild guess that Spain are more than likely going to win that game against Albania. And if they do, that means Albania will be stuck on 1 point, and Italy are already on 3. And if they do their job here, Italy, and just stop Croatia from winning the match, then it will more than likely see Italy through to the last 16. But they have got a job to do. It was a really poor performance against Spain. You know, it ended 1-0, but it could have ended 6 or 7, and that's not even an exaggeration. You know, I watched the game the other night, and, you know, don't get me wrong, I was very impressed with how Spain played, and to be fair, how they didn't score a goal of their own. You know, the only goal of the game was an own goal in the 55th minute from centre-back Calafiori, but just so off it. It was strange. It's not really a performance you'd put together with their manager Luciano Spalletti, who is now 65 years of age, of course, previously in Napoli, before becoming the manager of the Italian national side. And you could say the same about Croatia in the two games, not just their last one, but against Spain. Obviously, they're becoming a bit of a force to be reckoned with, Spain, but Croatia were off it in that one. You know, missed a penalty as well, but were never really in the game at any point, despite having more of the ball. It just seemed the quality was lacking. And then against Albania, they went behind, but then was able to turn it around, and then to concede in the 95th minute against what on paper is the easiest team to play in your group. You've got to see that result through, and they weren't able to. Croatia, unfortunately, you know, 95th minute loss, and they've got to really come out tonight. They've got to win, and if they do win, they can go through in second. That's if Albania don't win against Spain, but, you know, if we're going to be completely honest, it's probably not very likely that Albania will get 3 points against Spain, but you never know, because Spain haven't got anything to play for. They're already through and top of the group. Thank you to everyone who's here. If you could like, subscribe, that would be fantastic. We're going to go through the lineups now, as you can see them on screen, but we're going to go through them in a little bit more detail. And we'll start with the Croatia team that make 4 changes from that 2-2 draw to Albania 5 days ago. And it is Livakovic in goal with a back 4. They have resorted back to the back 4 that started against Spain in the opening game, and that is Josip Stanisic at right back with Josko Gvardiol at left back, and a centre-back pairing of Josip Sitalo and Marin Pongracic. 3 in the midfield. It's a very experienced midfield with a 99th cap for Marcelo Brozovic, and in front of him will be Luka Modric, the captain, and Mateo Kovacic, who's now making his 104th appearance for his country. And then a front 3. Bit of a change to the front 3. Lovro Mayer dropped to the bench alongside Ante Budimir, and in come Luka Sucic and Mario Pasalic as the 2 wide players, and then leading the line through the middle will be Andre Kramaric, who did score Croatia's goal against Albania. The other was an own goal, so it is just the 1 goal that Croatia have scored themselves, and that was through Kramaric, who that was his 29th goal for Croatia. 1 more and he'll hit 30 for his nation. And that is the Croatia starting 11 And for Italy, it looks like they changed up the shape to a back three. It's still the captain Gianluigi Donnarumma in goal with three at the back of Matteo Darmian, Alessandro Bastoni and Riccardo Calafiori, who's currently got interest from Juventus and Liverpool. Two wing-backs on the right-hand side will be Giovanni Di Lorenzo, the captain of Napoli, and on the left will be Federico Di Marco, who spent the last 20 years of his career at Inter Milan. Two central midfielders are the very experienced Jorginho, who scored 5 goals for Italy, and they've all come from the penalty spot. Alongside him will be Nicolo Barella, who scored a beauty in the opening game in that 2-1 win against Albania. And then 3 up front on the right-hand side will be Giacomo Raspadori, who's making his 30th Italian appearance. To the left will be Lorenzo Pellegrini, who is playing in his first ever tournament for his nation. He was injured for the Euros back in 2021. And there is a change up front, one of 3 changes for Italy, and that is Gianluca Scamacca dropped to the bench, and Matteo Retegui comes in, the Genoa striker who scored 7 goals last season in Serie A for Genoa. So they are the 2 starting 11s, plenty of options on the bench. Just the 10th time these 2 nations are facing each other. It's the 2nd time in the Euros. The last time they faced in this competition was back in 2012 in Group C, and it ended in a 1-1 draw. Pirlo free kick in the first half gave Italy the lead, and then a Mandzukic equaliser with 18 minutes to play was enough for a point for Croatia. No Italy player is in the squad still from Euro 2012, but Croatia still have 3. Perisic, Modric and Vida were in the squad back in 2012, and they are still in the squad here in 2024. Buongiorno from New Zealand, perfect excuse for Italy to play Catenaccio. But yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to this. I just hope Italy can shrug off that Spanish performance, because against Spain they were absolutely dreadful. If we're going to be completely honest, played off the park is an understatement. We're very fortunate to have that game just end 1-0. You know, Spain had 20 shots, 9 on target. Italy had 4 shots, 1 on target. They were absolutely outplayed. But this is what makes it fun about these games, the final games of the group, because it can bring scenarios where both teams need to win. We did commentate on Scotland-Hungary last night, and the end of that game was fantastic. The last 10-20 minutes of the game, because both teams needed a win, so they were just both going for it. There was no time wasting, there was no mind games, it was just go for goals. And of course last night Hungary picked up the 3 points, which leaves them in contention to qualify as the best third place team, but they'll have to wait for the other group games to be completed before they can find out their fate. As here are the 2 captains, Luka Modric and Gianluigi Donnarumma, and we've got the referee tonight of Danny Makely, Dutch 41-year-old, became a FIFA-listed referee in 2011. And like I say, if you are in, make sure you do like if you haven't already, and subscribe. It looks like we're going to have a cracker of a game tonight between 2 countries that have got, quality of their own in different areas. And there is a couple of yellow cards for Italy. Donnarumma, Calafiori and Pellegrini are on yellow cards. So if they are booked again, they will miss the last 16 tie. If Italy go through in 2nd position, they will face Switzerland, and Spain will take on one of the best third place teams as well. And that goes for Croatia as well, not just Italy. If Croatia win and they get into the 2nd position, they'll play Switzerland as well in 5 days' time. As we're about to get underway here in Leipzig, I feel like I've just commentated on games in Leipzig. It's all I've done. The France-Netherlands game was in Leipzig. I've done that one. I did Portugal-Czech Republic. That was in Leipzig. This one's in Leipzig. A lot of them I've commentated on have been at the RB Leipzig Stadium, which just holds over 41,000 supporters. As for this final Group B game between Italy and Croatia, it'll be Croatia to kick off, kicking right to left, Italy left to right, both of them in their home kits. Italy in all blue, Croatia in their red and white. And we are underway here in Leipzig. They've gone to the right back here of Josip Stanisic, who has played his football for quite some time now in Germany. Spent last season on loan at Bayer Leverkusen. He's now with the Premier League champion Josko Gvardiol. Goes back out to the far side here to Stanisic, forward to the halfway line, played inside by Pasalic. It can be picked up by Brozovic, who sweeps it out to the left here to Kovacic, who will find a ball to the near side here, and it's Pasalic with the ball. Back into Kovacic, laying it off to Gvardiol. It's back to the halfway line for Croatia, as they are the team settled on the ball in the opening exchanges. They were the team with kick-off, and they've been able to keep the ball for now. It's again with their right back, Stanisic, who was actually born in Munich, in Germany, and he's come through their academy. Pongracic to Gvardiol on this near side. We're in the Croatia half. Italy not pressing too relentlessly at the moment, as we are early on, as it's with the goalkeeper Livakovic for Croatia. Currently plays his football at Fenerbahce, joined at the start of last season. It's with Stanisic at right back. Plays it down the line here. Misplaced touch, and it can be won back by Jorginho, but only as far as Sucic. As it's Croatia winning the ball back almost immediately after losing it. And it's Pongracic to bring it forward. Finding the ball here to Kovacic, who won his first Premier League title with Manchester City. Failed to win any during his time at Chelsea. But, of course, experienced plenty of silverware wins at Chelsea and at Real Madrid, where he was previous. Well, very settled start for Croatia, who have kept the ball rather well. They had a little blip where they almost lost it, but won it back straight away. As we will keep up to date as well with the Albania-Spain game as well in Dusseldorf. That game is being played at the moment. 2 minutes in, still goalless here. Lifted ball down the right channel for Croatia. Can't win the header there, Kramaric, and it's a header won by Bastoni. Well, the loose ball drops to Brozovic, who sends it back to his own half here to Sutalo. And then back it goes to the goalkeeper, Livakovic. And again, when they do lose it, Croatia, they are winning it back very quickly. Not really giving Italy any time on the ball to even get themselves just a touch of it, just to get themselves into the game. Still Croatia in their own half here with their left centre-back of Marin Pongracic, who plays his football with Lecce in Italy. They finished 14th in the Serie A in the season just gone. Kovacic now to Sutalo at Ajax. Now joined in the summer just gone. Captained on his debut for them in the Eredivisie. This whole football fan here still has vivid memories of that time Croatia beat Italy at the 2002 World Cup in the most controversial, because Marazzi thought he'd won the goal at his own half, but the ref ruled out Inzaghi could. And they lost. Wow, that is some story. I'm a bit too young to remember that. I wasn't even born when that game was played, but that is one of 3 wins that Croatia have got against Italy. They beat them in November 94, June 02, and then August 2006. But the last 3 games between these two nations have been 1-1 draws, as Kramaric has been fed through in the box, but it's going to be seen and shielded out there by Alessandro Bastoni. And it's going to be Italy now with some possession, hopefully. They've really not had any chance to string passes together in the opening 3 minutes and 42 seconds, but hopefully now they can do such a thing and just get themselves some touches of the ball to settle themselves into this game that they need to win, but they're giving it away as the camera's cut back to a Croatia player of Gvardiol on the ball on the edge of the box. Goes back to Modric, shifts it to the right here. Sucic onto his left foot, striking from afar, and it's had to be tipped away by Donnarumma. It was towards the top left corner, and it was a fair strike there by the number 25, Luka Sucic. Just making his 10th Croatia appearance, just his second ever start. His first start for them was in a friendly against Saudi Arabia in November 2022. But he's been given a start tonight by Zlatko Dalic, the Croatian manager. Clearly trusts him and believes in his raw ability, the 21-year-old Austrian-born attacker. There's Modric, low ball into the near post. Headed away by their Di Lorenzo, and it's going to be still a Croatia ball with a throw-in on this near side. And it's going to be Modric to leave it here for the number 4 of Josko Gvardiol, who spent 2 years here at Leipzig, playing in this stadium. So familiar ground as Modric loses out, letting the ball roll under his foot, and then Retegui almost caught out in possession for Italy, as it's a ball forward and out to the left there by Pellegrini. Sliding challenge from Stanisic, last touch off the Croatian, and that'll be an Italian throw-in. Did look like the last touch came off DeMarco there. That should really be a Croatia throw. Oh no, last nick off Stanisic. Clever from the referee to see that. And it's Italy on the ball on this near side. Di Lorenzo facing his own goal in his own half. Finds Darmian, the right-sided centre-back of the back three. Lifts it into a central area for Retegui. Touches it down. Can't find Pellegrini. And Croatia have it back. Much better for Croatia, who've had a very forgettable tournament so far. It's now with the number 6 of Josip Sutalo, Bosnian born. Spent 9 years of his youth career coming through at Dynamo Zagreb. As Croatia camped in the Italian half as they dominated the opening 6 minutes of this game. Pongracic going back across to Sutalo, who's been closed down slowly here by Raspadori. Finds Stanisic, the right back, into Brozovic. First time pass forward, giving it straight to Pellegrini. Loose ball forward to Barella, picked up by Kovacic. Forward to Modric, can't control it. It goes right through to the Inter Milan centre half of Bastoni, who came through at Atalanta before making a €31 million move to Inter Milan. It's on the far side. DiMarco on halfway for Italy, trying to drive inside. It deflects through for Pellegrini, who plays the ball back here to Riccardo Calafiori, who was a very unfortunate own goal scorer in that game against Spain. Didn't know too much about it as a cross came in from Nico Williams, but they've worked space out on the right-hand side here. Di Lorenzo finding the ball from Raspadori. Di Lorenzo in the final third, low ball into the near post. Been kicked away by Pongracic, and that'll be a throw-in for Italy. Needed a bit of a better ball there by Di Lorenzo. Didn't really get anywhere near Matteo Retegui. But they've got the ball here, back in play with Barella. 1-2 with Raspadori, then the ball to his left there to Jorginho. Back by Raspadori to Darmian, the 34-year-old, very experienced defender. Turns 35 at the end of this year. Here he is on the ball, the former Manchester United defender. Spent 4 years at the Red Devils, Matteo Darmian. Raspadori getting away from Kovacic and playing it down the right-hand side here for Calafiori, who's took up a new position on the right wing. Cuts it back to the edge of the area, but straight to Modric, who goes forward to Gvardiol. Turns away from one Italy player and then shifts it on to Pasalic. And then Kovacic into Modric, who's midway inside his own half it. Plays out to the right to Stanisic. And it's Croatia back on the ball. 8 minutes in Leipzig. It's still 0-0. Definitely a better start for Croatia, having a lot of the ball early on. Kovacic on the halfway line. Finding Pasalic. Playing it back here to Pongracic. Now Sutalo. Wanting options, but not really anyone going for him forward. So has to go across to his left to Pongracic. And here is Marcelo Brozovic, currently playing his football with Al Nassr in Saudi Arabia. 1 appearance away from 100 for Croatia. He'll be hoping it comes in this tournament if they can progress to the last 16. Now in the Italy half. Brozovic making a run, receiving it from Kovacic and playing it to the left wing to Kramaric. Got Di Lorenzo forcing him backwards and he finds Gvardiol. Just plays it back here simply to Pongracic to keep the ball ticking for Croatia. Out to the right it goes here to Luka Modric, who has scored against Italy before in their last win in August 2006 in a friendly. And played the full 90 minutes against Italy in the Euro 2012 meeting between the two. Turning 39 on the 9th of September. Luka Modric, born in 85. Ball forward for Croatia, but they lose it. Strong defending from Bastoni, taking it off Pasalic. And it's now back with Matteo Darmian in the Italy half. Di Lorenzo, the right wing back, playing it into Barella. Inside towards Jorginho, touch isn't great and it's given away, but then cleared away by Darmian on the edge of the box. Kept in by Raspadori, but loses out to Pongracic, who in a more advanced area, just looking to play it to his right. And he'll find Luka Modric, the captain, wants to go for an early cross, but no one's in there to aim for. But he'll keep running forward and lays it off to his right to Stanisic. It's now Sucic. Back to Stanisic, facing his own goal, playing it back to the halfway line to Brozovic. The pass isn't great, being closed down by Retegui. Pushing the back, advantage played, but Croatia still have the ball, so no foul needed to be given. 10 minutes in, still 0-0. Croatia dominating the ball as Albania, Spain is still 0-0. Croatia give it away, trying to play it forward towards Kramaric. It's now Darmian at right centre-back, forward to Barella. Lays it off to his midfield partner, Jorginho, then sprays it to the left now to DiMarco. Plenty of space on the left wing for the Italian number 3, and he'll cross it early into the box, headed on by Pellegrini. But nowhere near goal. Headed it very early, about 16 yards out there. But when they find a switch, the Italians, the person available on whichever flank it's played to is in quite a lot of space here. So if they can keep this going, Italy, when they win the ball, maybe take it to one side and then finding the switch to the other, they could really open up this Croatia defence. In fact, I'm going to walk on. Wow, turning me all the way up. I don't think anyone wants to hear my voice on your walk. As it's an Italy free kick there. I think Gavardio just been a little bit too aggressive there on the challenge on Di Lorenzo. Just a bit of a pull of the shirt. To be fair, they were both grappling each other, in fairness, as we're back underway in the Italy defensive third. In the 18-yard box here with Bastoni, who scored once this season, just gone for Inter Milan, and that was away against Roma, and they've lost it there. On the ball, it's Raspadori who lost it. It's now Kovacic laying it off to the left there to Gavardio. He's got Pasalic out furthest left, but he goes back to Kovacic, his club teammate, running across the midfield. 1-2 with Modric. Playing it then to the right now to Kramaric in a right wing position. He's got the right back Stanisic in support. Chops in into the box. Playing a low ball across, and it's had to be cleared by Darmian. Would have been going into the gloves of Donnarumma, but Darmian wasn't taking any chances. And Kramaric, who is usually an out-and-out number 9, just found himself in a wider area. Got past Pellegrini too easily to get himself into the box, and the ball was inviting, but no one in a red and white shirt was following it in. And in the end, it was a clearance that was made by Matteo Darmian. This is with the Croatia goalkeeper of Livakovic, born in Zadar on the Dalmatian coast in Croatia. Gavardio gives away past the flex to Jorginho. Midway inside the Croatia half, in the middle of the park, it's Barella. No real options in front of him, so has to go back here to Calafiori. Joined Bologna at the start of last season from Basel for €4 million, and now he's wanted by Juventus and Liverpool for a lot more than €4 million. They're wanting up to 40, 50 million, maybe even more after these Euros. He's played well so far, despite the own goal. Wasn't really much he could do about it against Spain in that last game. There's Barella switching it from left to right, and the space for Di Lorenzo. Gavardio getting across, but Di Lorenzo can still cross it. It does come off Gavardio in the 18-yard box, so will be an Italy corner kick on this near side. On my own as well, so it's worse. Well, you've got me, technically, through your phone, so you're not on your own, if that counts. As it's the first time Italy can really get themselves in the Croatia box here. They've had a few crosses, but they've not really been anywhere near any of the Italian attackers. As Spain have taken a 1-0 lead against Albania. See who scored. Left-footed finish by, looks like, Ferran Torres. Former Manchester City player, and it is. So Spain lead 1-0 as they try and go 3 for 3 in the groups. Retegi's in there. DiMarco might be crossing this, left-footed in-swinger. Also the right-footed option of Pellegrini. It will be DiMarco to take it near post. It's cleared by Pasalic. Deflects back out to one of the corner takers of Pellegrini, whose touch isn't great, and Modric can burst down the left-hand side. Has he overran this? He hasn't, but he's just been caught up there by Barella, who takes it off him. And Italy are back in possession. Just the deliveries from both teams so far have been pretty poor. Not finding any of their teammates, but just finding opposition instead. And Italy have never lost back-to-back games at European Championships, so they don't want that history written. As Calafiori, long ball down the left, Raspadori chases. Satalo gets there first, knocks off balance slightly, but can cut past Raspadori and play it to his goalkeeper, Livakovic. That's brilliant defending from Josip Satalo. And it's now Croatia in the 18-yard box with Gavardio playing it forward here, and loads of time on the ball for Pongracic, the centre-back. turns back after the halfway line and keeps the ball moving here with Kovacic. She's Stanisic on the halfway line on the far side for Croatia. As again, no real huge chances yet. We've had a save from Donnarumma from Sucic, but again, it's definitely a save you'd expect him to make. Good strike, but you know, Donnarumma with the build he is and the quality he has, it's a save you expect him to make. Less than 16 minutes in here in Leipzig, still all square at 0-0. It's still Croatia on the ball as Gvardiol's been tripped by Barella. So free kick for Croatia as Barella helps Gvardiol back to his feet. As for Croatia, they'd won all 4 of their games in 2024 before these Euros where they've gone on and not won any of the first 2. Losing to Spain and drawing to Albania. As Croatia in the final third have it with Sucic. Into the box now, Pasalic angles tight, he's back to goal as well, so plays it out wide here. And they keep it alive. Stanisic, cross, loops in the air via a deflection off Calafiori. And it's a comfortable catch for Donnarumma. And again, no real shots on goal as of yet for Italy. And Croatia have just had the one so far. Donnarumma with the ball on the floor. Playing it long, deep into the Croatia half, looking for Retegi, who's able to flick it on, but no one's there running off him. And straight through to the goalkeeper of Livakovic. It's Croatia just build from the back just as the rankings came out. The FIFA rankings were updated literally a couple of days ago, and it's put Croatia just above Italy. So Italy are ranked 10th and Croatia are now ranked 9th. Again, not sure how they've calculated that because Italy are the current reigning European champions, but they put Croatia above Italy. And Croatia did qualify, but just second in their qualifying group. Turkey finished above them, and then Wales just below them in third. And they ended up just 1 point off Turkey, who finished above them in first. There's Croatia have it here with their goalkeeper Livakovic being closed down by Retegi, but he's able to clear it ahead of him. And it's into the Italy half. It'll be chased down here by Pasalic. Bastoni will get there first. Plays it to his goalkeeper of Donnarumma. Plays it out to the left now to Calafiori. Being closed down by Sucic. But he still has it here, the number 5. And plays it down the line to DiMarco. Forward and finds the feet of Pellegrini. Barella into space for a running DiMarco. Cut out though by Stanisic. Played forward by Brozovic. Controlled by Calafiori. And Italy back in possession on the edge of their box with Jorginho. Back to the goalkeeper. A 6'6" builder, Gianluigi Donnarumma. Lifts it to the right flank to Di Lorenzo. Headed forward to Raspadori. Keeps it in. Plays a ball inside. And it bounces over the head upon Gracic. Controlled by Retegi. And he's been pulled back there by the number 3. And that'll be a free kick for Italy. Quite the error there by Pongracic, who just completely misread the bounce. And he had to hold back Retegi. It looked like he was about to make movement towards goal. Retegi just let himself down there, though, because he did get the ball just caught under his foot, so he couldn't advance forward. Still pulled back, though, in the end by Pongracic, who was trying to make up for his error. Still 1-0 in the other game for Spain. Currently 0-0 still here in Leipzig. So Italy free kick here, about 40 or so yards out. They're quite the way from goal. Back underway with Jorginho on the ball. Everyone behind the ball for Croatia, including the striker Kramaric. It's now on halfway with number 13, Darmian. Quick 1-2 with Barella. And then Barella keeps it the second time. It's now back to Darmian, across to Bastoni. Lifted ball in towards the 18-yard box to Raspadori, headed out to the right here by Pongracic and cleared by Gvardiol. Straight back to Darmian, just in front of the halfway line for Italy. Plays it into the middle to Jorginho, plenty of time on the ball for the number 8. Di Lorenzo got a bit of space down the right, just has to go to Barella instead. 20 minutes in, still all square and goalless so far. Jorginho, high ball out to the left this time, and it can be controlled by DiMarco. First time pass forward and through for Pellegrini. Just takes him away from the 18-yard box after being closed down by Sotalo. So now Jorginho. Back out to the left to Calafiori. Being closed down by Sucic, but can still get the cross into the box here towards Retegui, and it's just headed wide of the right-hand post. Retegui asking for a corner, and he will not get it. It's a brilliant ball in by Calafiori, and about 8 yards out, Retegui beats Gvardiol to the header and almost gets it to that top right corner. Just a yard or so away for Matteo Retegui, who's making his first start of the tournament. And it will be a corner. Corner given. Must have skimmed off the head of Josko Gvardiol. So Italy will have another chance to deliver a ball into the box there as Retegui still having a conversation with the referee, Danny Makely. The Dutchman. We've got an all Dutch set up for the officials tonight. On this near side, so it will either be an in-swinging ball from DiMarco or an out-swinger from Pellegrini. DiMarco took the last one, but it was a bit flat to the near post. And this time it will be Pellegrini to take it. A bit more high, but still at the near post. Header won by Brozovic. Drops to DiMarco, who controls it. Inside to Barella. And then back it goes here to Jorginho. Lifts it over the top here for Pellegrini. They find him. First time ball across. Controlled. Retegui shoots, and again blocked by Pongracic. And it'll be another corner. Real vision that from Jorginho to find the run of Pellegrini in the box. From outside to in. He put the ball in first time on the stretch, on the volley. Well controlled by Retegui, but just really quickly closed down by Pongracic, who got his right leg in the way. So it's another corner for Italy, this time on the opposite flank, but still the same possible takers of DiMarco and Pellegrini. Some bottles and cups being thrown towards Pellegrini and DiMarco as they are right behind, or right in front of the Croatian supporters. As it'll be DiMarco to play it short to Pellegrini. And then out to the edge of the area to Raspadori on the angle. Crosses it right-footed. Is that a cross? I don't know if it is. It's very overhit and out for a goal kick. He apologises. Giacomo Raspadori, the Napoli forward. Scored 5 goals in Serie A. Just starting 17 games though in all competitions. Not really a starter for Napoli when they struggled very badly in Serie A in this season. Just gone. Finishing 10th. Altogether. Croatia play out from the back. Switching it to the right back. Stanisic tries to go back to Sotalo. Just about keeps it in. Lifts it back to Stanisic over the head of DiMarco. And then just getting it away. Big boot up the field towards the halfway line. Probably a clever thing. And it's come off Bastoni backwards to Pasalic. And then they lose it. And Raspadori tries to bring it forward. Being chopped down from behind. And that'll be a yellow card here for Sucic. Oh, it's actually Pellegrini, sorry, who was on the ball, not Raspadori. And it looked like Croatia were in there, but they lost it and then committed the foul. Italy have it in their own half. Into the centre circle with Barella. Back to Damian. Then forward to Raspadori, who finds a bit of a pocket of a space and then plays it through here towards Pellegrini. Goalkeeper's off his line quickly to clear it. Really good ball that from Raspadori, but equally as good goalkeeping by Livakovic to be off his line so quickly to read that ball through. Now Di Lorenzo forward here for Retegui, pulled to the ground by Pongracic, no foul given by the referee. It's now Modric forward to Sucic, skips away from Calafiori. And then releases it to the right towards Kramaric. He's running away from the ball and Bastoni goes towards it and wins it back for Italy. He's now into the Croatia half. Goes to his left now to Pellegrini. And then back into Jorginho in the centre circle. And the Italians will restart from the back. DiMarco lifting it back to Calafiori after press from Sucic. Jorginho all alone in the centre circle. The space out wide for Di Lorenzo. Decides to go to the right centre-back of Darmian instead. Then across to Bastoni. Forward to Barella. Lays it off first time for Jorginho. Then uses Di Lorenzo. There's a run into space by Raspadori. Di Lorenzo doesn't use him. She plays it back here into Jorginho. Definitely starting to grow more into the game, Italy. Another switch out. This time to the left by Jorginho to DiMarco. Forward to Pellegrini. Can keep it in, but it's taken off him by Sutalo. Misplaced ball to Modric. Barella through into the box for Retegui. Tight angle. Tries to play it across. Deflects and touched out by the goalkeeper for a corner. Just starting to get into their rhythm here, Italy. After a start which has seen plenty of Croatia possession. Not really many chances. They've had one strike towards goal by Sucic, and that was saved by Donnarumma. Just let it out of his grasp there. Livakovic ran to him rather slowly after the block from Pongracic, but just some slippy hands, and it's gone out for a corner. Bit of a cheap one to give away, really. DiMarco, outswinger, ball in, header won by Pasalic, drops to the edge of the area. Raspadori to his right to Barella, crosses it back in, free header for Bastoni, and that's a brilliant save from Livakovic. Barella finding his inter-teammate Bastoni, who's already scored one header this tournament against Albania, and he almost had his second. Just on the edge of the box, lifting it to the far post, he's onside, all alone 6 yards out. He's got to score. Don't get me wrong, it is a brilliant save from Livakovic, who's running across his goal to get across to save it. But Bastoni's got to bury that. 27 minutes in, still 0-0, but Italy now on top. Ball into the near post, headed won by Brozovic, headed back to the taker of Pellegrini. Heads it back into the box towards Calafiori, drops to the ground, nothing given by the referee. It's now a Kramaric. Fouled there by Bastoni, and that's a free kick for Croatia to take. Should have really scored that. Alessandro Bastoni, the Italy number 23, scored just his second goal for Italy against Albania. His other goal came against Germany 2 years ago. But it's a really good save there by Livakovic. Finished second place in the Turkish league with Fenerbahce. It's on the halfway line. The header's won by Pellegrini, but it falls to Kramaric. And now Croatia work it to the left-hand side now with Kovacic taking it into the Italy half here. Got Gvardiol to his left and he'll use him. He's got Pasalic in front of him. But he goes back to Kovacic instead. Into the centre of the midfield now to Modric, keeping it away from Pellegrini. Definitely used as more of a squad player the season just gone for Real Madrid, Luka Modric. But for Croatia, he is the main man. The one they look up to, making his 178th appearance for Croatia. Scoring 25 goals. 2 of them since the World Cup in Qatar, scoring against the Netherlands in the Nations League semi-final in June 2023, and then one against Portugal in one of the warm-up friendlies before these Euros. Gvardiol playing it into the middle of the midfield now to Kovacic. Just about nearly gets away from Jorginho, who's just about able to stretch a foot out to kick the ball away from him. That's now cleared by Donnarumma, headed forward by Pongracic. Now Gvardiol to Modric. 1-2 of headers there. And Gvardiol forced to go back to the goalkeeper outside of his box here to Livakovic. Well kept there by Croatia. And Italy did go 3 for 3 in their group stage campaign when they won it in Euro 2021, beating the likes of Turkey 3-0 and Switzerland 3-0 and then 1-0 against Wales in the last game. You needed extra time to beat Austria in the last 16, but that got beyond Belgium in 90, winning 2-1. And then in the semi-final, it was penalties they needed to get beyond Spain. And of course, the same scenario in the final against England. They needed penalties to win after going behind in just over a minute. Just under half an hour in here. Still goalless in Leipzig, but we've had chances, plenty of them. It's Modric on the right-hand side. Slips it through into the box for Sucic. Finds Kramaric. Goes back out wide now to Stanisic. On the angle is Modric. Won't cross it, just goes back here to Sucic. Forward to Modric. Leaves it for Stanisic. Keeping it very well here, Croatia, despite the press from Italy. It's now on the halfway line with Sutalo. Across to Pongracic. Gvardiol into the middle to Kramaric. Run's being made in the box. Kramaric will return it to Gvardiol in a central area. Out to the right now. Then down the line for Modric in the box. Squares it. Parried by Donnarumma. And the second attempt is just missed out there by Stanisic. And Italy try and clear it, but they can't keep it. Back forward now for Croatia. To the left flank here to Kramaric. Just on the edge of the area. Onto his right foot. Wanting to shoot. Playing it across instead to Modric. Can he work a ball? Tries to go low. Comes off DeMarco. Throwing for Croatia. Almost dropped there. But just a sliced finish by Stanisic. Couldn't get the contact on the ball. It's now in the centre circle with Pongracic. Goes to this near side now to Gvardiol. In between the lines, playing it around the corner as well. That's brilliant by Sucic, but it's lost out there as they try and go to the left to Kramaric. It's now Di Lorenzo. It's definitely a flexible front three for Croatia. They're not in a set position, I'd say. I think they can all play in each of the front three positions. If that's Kramaric coming out to the left and maybe Paslic going up front, or Sucic bringing himself to the left-hand side. It will just leave Italy thinking who they have to pick up, because it's not going to be the same player every single occasion, as it's still Albania 0, Spain 1 in the other game in this group. So as it stands at the moment, it is Spain and Italy through, and Croatia won't even be able to challenge for one of the best third place teams, because they'll only be on 2 points, which won't be enough, that's for sure. You need to get a minimum of 3 really to have a chance of qualifying as one of the best third place teams. Still Croatia on the ball, building from their own half here with the left back Gvardiol, finding Josip Satalo. And in the group stage record in the history of the Euros for Croatia, they're looking for their 10th win. They've played 20 previous group stage matches, 9 wins, 6 draws and 5 defeats. And Croatia have never won a knockout game in this tournament. You know, they've got to the knockouts, but they've never won, despite doing well in World Cups, finishing, second and third. In the Euros, it's a bit of a different animal. They can't quite deal with it. Gvardiol is in front of the halfway line for Croatia. Chopping away from one Italian player, and then going into the midfield, it's loose, and it's Brozovic to slide in, but he keeps it moving ahead of Pellegrini. It's now Modric on the angle, no one to aim for in the box, sends it wide to Stanisic in the final third. It's actually Sucic on the ball, with his left foot, curling a cross in, headed up in the air by Damian. Still needs to be dealt with by DeMarco, misses the header completely, and it's headed backwards by Sucic to find Stanisic. And Croatia can still pile the pressure on here. Brozovic runs into a bit of traffic and is forced to poke it out of play. Good attacking work there. Good defending work by the attacker, Matteo Retegui. Putting Brozovic under the pressure, just kick it out of play. So Italy throwing, taken to Jorginho, back out to DeMarco, then into the defensive third to Calafiori. Di Lorenzo at right wing back, forward here to Raspadori. Forced off the ball, but a foul has been given. Forced out of play, but was being pushed in the back and pulled and rightly given free kick by the referee. We're now in the 18-yard box for Italy with Bastoni. Forward to Jorginho. No one closing him down, can bring it forward calmly. Plays it out to the right and forward to Barella. Returns it to Jorginho, then back to Barella once more. So far in this game, we have had one Croatia shot, which was a stinger from Sucic, but well saved by Donnarumma. Italy have had 5 shots, just 1 on target so far. So it's going to be a throw in here for Italy. Midway inside the Croatia half. 10 minutes left to play of the 45. It's actually a free kick instead. There's Bastoni in the centre circle now with Jorginho. Back to number 13, Matteo Damian, who made his debut for Italy back 10 years ago against Ireland but recently missed a lot of time out of this Italy squad. Was out from May 2018 to November 2022. But he's back for this tournament now, making his third appearance in the tournament. Played in the World Cup in 2014 and the Euros in 2016. So he's had to wait some time to play in tournament football again for Italy, as they've got it on the edge of the area here with Pellegrini on his left foot, shooting across goal, and it's well held there by Livakovic. Not a bad attempt there by Lorenzo Pellegrini, just scoring the one goal so far this year for Italy, and that was against Ecuador in March. Just working a little bit of room to get the shot off. He's aiming for the far corner, but it's a bit too central there. But well held by Livakovic, because there was Italian players following that one up. Croatia send it long with Stanisic. Kramaric will chase it. Bastoni gets there first. And he turns away from Kramaric to go forward himself. Calmly done by Bastoni. As he plays it to Jorginho, then goes back to Donnarumma. Switches out to the right towards Di Lorenzo. Chests it inside towards Raspadori, but instead has it to its feet to Modric. It's now Mario Pasalic, left-footed cross, which comes off Barella. And on this near side, it'll be a Croatia corner. A bit of a cheap one to give away there. Not the best of crossfield passes there by Donnarumma for Di Lorenzo. And they lost out in the midfield in the end. And now they've conceded the corner. Goes short here, Modric to Sucic. Then returns it to Modric on the angle. Right-footed, back post, and it's just avoided. Mario Pasalic at the far stick. Just made sure he wasn't going to get there. DiMarco, just a little hold back. As in the other game, it's still 1-0 to Spain. And as it stands, Italy are through at the moment. Barella balling behind for Retegui to chase. Pongracic beats him to it and plays it to his goalkeeper of Livakovic. Well dealt with there by the Croatian number 3. Now with the right back Stanisic. We're midway inside the Croatia half here. With Sutalo going across to the left now to Pongracic. Brozovic just drifting out to his left hand side. Stanisic on halfway picks it up. Laying it off here for Sucic. 21 years of age, making his 10th appearance for Croatia. Luka Sucic, currently playing his football with RB Salzburg. Got over 100 appearances for them. It's now Kramaric in a central area, walking out to the right, finding Modric, who then feeds it into the space for Stanisic, who wants to cross it, but no one in there to aim for, so he has to look to go backwards now. Plays it inside to Brozovic, turns forward and lifts it forward to Kramaric, cut out by Calafiori on the edge of the box. It's now with the Italian number 5, going forward to Pellegrini. Now back to Calafiori. Inside again to Raspadori this time. And then the switch to the right by Pellegrini. Looking for Di Lorenzo, who wins the header. But it's towards no one in blue. He'll actually chase his own header in the end there, Di Lorenzo. But it's headed back by Gavardio to his goalkeeper. So Croatia back on the ball. Just over 5 minutes to play in the first half. Still goalless, but we have had chances. There's Croatia giving it away there. And then Italy have it now on the halfway line with Calafiori. It's with Bastoni. Barella in the centre circle, playing a 2-yard pass to his left to Jorginho, unpressed, so he can play a ball through here towards Pellegrini. He'll chase it towards the corner flag. It's going to be dealt with here by Stanisic, who clears it off Pellegrini. And that'll be a throw-in for Croatia. Not quite getting the pass right there, Jorginho, as he was looking for Lorenzo Pellegrini. So 5 minutes now to go until we get some possible added on time. We'll probably get a minute or so Throw down the line, headed forward by Jorginho, headed back by Brozovic, just avoids Retegi, and it's back to Livakovic. Croatia can build from the back. Pongracic, the left centre half here. Just patient build up here is number 10, Luka Modric. 18 years now for him in the Croatia national team. Made his debut in March 2006. Gavardio trying to play the ball forward here despite the press from Barella. Just about squeezes the pass through towards Kramaric on halfway, but he's been shrugged off the ball by Bastoni. And Italy go all the way back to their goalkeeper, Donnarumma, to restart from the back and try and get a goal before half-time. It'd be a brilliant time to score. Italy don't necessarily need to win. As long as Spain beat Albania, a draw is enough for Italy. High boot there, I think, or is there an offside? I think there's an offside on Retegi. No, I think there's a high boot. High boot offside. What have we been given here? Not entirely sure. The boot was high. Not actually sure what's been given. His arm's in the air like an offside. I really don't know. I'm presuming a high boot's been given. Bastoni in his own half, just about shifting it to the left to Calafiori, then forward to DiMarco, who might be coming back from an offside position, but for now the play continues and they've given it away. DiMarco caught on his toes there. It's now Brozovic to Modric, and then a nice little calm back heel to Sitalo, and they can work out to the right now to Sucic, just in front of the halfway line, returning the ball to Modric, laying it off to Stanisic, then inside to Brozovic, and it's now Croatia's time to attack. Going forward with the ball, playing it out wide to Modric, the captain. Looking to play it in the box if he can. Fakes the first pass. Then plays it along here to Sucic. Chops beyond one. But then just loses out to the second player, Retegi. Again, the striker getting back. Helping defensively. It's now with the left wing back of DiMarco. Low ball down the line. Just comes off Stanisic to avoid the ball to Barella. And with 2.5 to play. Still 0-0 so far. It'll be Federico DiMarco to take for Italy. Milan born, came right through the Inter Academy, signed a new 4-year deal with them in December 2023. And he gives it away, DiMarco. Deep in his own half. Kramaric now on the right wing, playing it beyond Barella but just behind Modric. It's now played forward now to Raspadori through Pellegrini. And Di Lorenzo's getting forward on the right-hand side, just inside the Croatia half. Very little support. So has to slow the game down and goes back to Darmian. And again, just simple possession now for the Italians. With Bastoni. And that loss to Spain for Italy was their first since October 2023, losing away to England at Wembley. Don't lose that often. Just the 2 losses under Spalletti, and those 2 losses I've just mentioned to England and Spain in the last group game. Yeah, it was a run of 7 unbeaten for Italy before the defeat. Went on a very big unbeaten run under Mancini going into the Euros that they won last time out. But they've been out without Mancini now for quite a while. He left in the August of 2023. As Darmian runs it out a touch on the near side. Croatia throw in as we are getting closer to the half-time break. If you haven't liked already, make sure you please do. As Gavardio throws it into the 18-yard box to Sitalo. Being closed down here by Pellegrini. Finds the right back Stanisic. Takes his time on the ball. Plays it forward to Brozovic. Tries to return it to Stanisic but overhits it. Throwing it here for the Italians, midway side the Croatia half on the far side. But Italy are made to go back. With Bastoni, lifted ball into a central area, nowhere near Retegi, the striker. It's now Gavardio, who again slows it down. No real urgency for Croatia, who will need to score in the second half if it stays 0-0. And we're going to have just 1 minute added on here at the end of the first half. Gavardio forward to Kramaric, keeping it away from Bastoni, and made to go backwards himself to Pongracic. Now out wide left now to Pasalic. There's a ball in the box ready for Brozovic, who's trying to get on the end of it. Slides, but gets nowhere near it in the end. And it'll be a goal kick for Italy, and that will more than likely be that for this first half. Just lacking the real creativity, Croatia, despite having quite a lot of the ball. They've had 60% of it so far in this game. But just the 2 shots, one on target from Sucic early on in the game. Donnarumma. High ball into the Leipzig sky. And the referee, Danny Macaulay, blows for half-time here as Croatia need the win. Italy are okay with the draw as the Albania game stands. They're losing 1-0, so Italy can draw and go through to the last 16. But it looks like Italy are the more likely to score despite the lesser of the possession. They've had 6 shots, 2 on target. Bastoni with the best chance of them all. A header from 6 yards out, really well saved by Livakovic, the Croatian goalkeeper. They've found spaces out wide. They're getting crosses into the box, but nothing's quite hit the back of the net at half-time here at Leipzig. It is Croatia 0, Italy 0. And I've not changed the flag. I can't believe no one spotted that. I'm so sorry. It's been a Spain badge, not an Italian one. I am very sorry. If you didn't notice that, if you noticed that and you didn't tell me, that's rude. Should have told me. Do apologise. Didn't notice that myself. There's the Italian badge. Just gonna try and get it in the middle. There you go. So it is half time at. It is 0-0 at half time. Italy probably should be 1-0 up. It should be said at the moment, with the fact that Bastoni had that header point blank range, and the fact that he's already scored a header in this tournament, you thought he would have definitely made that sure that one went into the back of the net, but it wasn't to be. And like I say, Croatia are going to be the team who need the goal in the second half. Because Spain are beating Albania, Italy are okay with the draw. The draw will be enough for them, and they can't really go they can't go higher than second place due to Spain winning all 3 of their group games so far. But it's definitely going to be one where, you feel like Croatia are going to push more spaces are going to be left behind, and then Italy can counter and possibly mark their authority on the game and maybe get themselves a goal ahead. But we'll have to wait and see. It definitely leaves the second half evenly poised. Both teams have had spells of possession, but Italy have definitely created the greater chances so far. I'm going to go, though, for half-time, and so I'll be back in 15 minutes, so make sure you return in around 15 minutes' time, as at the moment in Leipzig it is Croatia 0, Italy 0. Hello, we are back for the second half between Croatia and Italy. Currently 0-0 here at the RB Leipzig Stadium. Croatia have had one real opportunity, shot from Sucic, which was well saved by Donnarumma because it was flying into the top left corner of the goal, and Italy have had chances of their own. A clear opportunity and probably one that should have been scored by Alessandro Bastoni, a header, which was really well saved by Livakovic. After the half an hour mark, Croatia need to win though if they want any chance of going through. Italy can go through with the draw as long as Spain continue beating Albania. So definitely all the pressure at the moment on Croatia. That can all change though if they take the lead. If they do take the lead, that means Italy then need to score themselves. So both nations are certainly well aware of what they need to do, and hopefully we get a really exciting second half, because Croatia are going to have to start going for it, which will leave more gaps for Italy to exploit, and that might lead to Italy going for it a little bit more. So hope we can get some end-to-end football. As well, both sets of countries will be attacking towards their own support. As we've got an Italy change here, and it's going to be Lorenzo Pellegrini to be replaced by Davide Fratesi. I do believe Lorenzo Pellegrini was a yellow card away from suspension for the next game if Italy go through, so probably smart there from Spalletti to bring off Pellegrini. Change as well from Croatia. Number 15, Mario Pasalic, comes off for striker Ante Budimir, the 32-year-old. Scored 17 goals in La Liga for Osasuna, his career best. Just looks like the manager Zlatko Dalic just wants a little bit of a vocal point up front for Croatia, because when they were creating chances, they didn't really have anyone in the box to aim for, because everyone was outside the box trying to link it all together. So we're about to get the second half underway. Two changes, one each. Or 1 for each, should I say. As it'll be Italy to kick us off, kicking right to left. Croatia, left to right. Which of these two nations will see themselves into the last 16 after another about 50 minutes that we're about to get played, more than likely. Danny Markeli blows that whistle. And we're back underway with Italy on the ball. With Barella being forced to go back to Donnarumma in his 18-yard box. And he'll go long here, up towards Retegui, just having to drift out to the right-hand side. And he's chasing down Sotalo, and Sotalo puts it in the air towards his goalkeeper, who's able to volley it away. Well dealt with by the goalkeeper, who could not let that bounce. Or Retegui could have been in there. Bit of a shaky start for Croatia, who need the goal themselves to go through. And we have got a throw-in for Croatia on the far side, just inside their own half. It'll be taken by Josko Gvardiol, who throws it backwards. And Croatia will start from their defensive third here to try and score this goal. This is Modric's 16th appearance as well for Croatia at the Euros. More than any other player. 4 more now than any other player for Croatia, as they've lost it in the midfield. Brozovic chasing down Barella. And Barella turning backwards this time around, running around the referee. And playing it to the right centre half here of Darmian. He's now on the halfway line with Bastoni. Forward to Raspadori all alone. Plays it through into the box for Retegui. Out wide to DeMarco as he's being forced away from goal by Pongracic. It's now Calafiori. Barella back to Jorginho. And across to the right here to Bastoni. On once more to Darmian. Out wide to Di Lorenzo, but the pass is short, picked up by Gavardiol, who will race forward with the ball. Budimir making a run down the middle, and he'll try and find him. He does. Budimir just sent slightly out wide, but still in the 18-yard box. He's got a couple of options in there. Lays it off just behind him to Sucic. Now to Modric. Keeps it away from Raspadori, who was trying to tackle from behind. Stanisic works it into the box, and that is so overhit. And it's going to be a throw-in for Italy in their right-back position. Such a wayward delivery by the Munich-born right-back Josip Stanisic. Has to do better with that cross. Just so much on it in terms of weight. Sorry, back. But on my business card. Okay. Glad to see you back, because hopefully we get some goals in this second half. Don't want another 0-0. We nearly had a 0-0 last night with Hungary-Wales. We had a 0-0 in the game I did before that, the Netherlands-France game. So I've not had loads of goals in the commentaries I've been doing. Did cover Croatia's first game against Spain, which is 3-0. And then I did Portugal, Czech Republic, which is 2-1. But since then, we've had pretty goalless games. Kramaric just pulled to the ground there by Di Lorenzo on the Croatia left. Then it's a free kick in the final third here. Far on the left flank. Really good angle for Croatia to cross this into the box here. Sucic and Modric stood over it. If it's Modric, it'll be more of an in-swinger towards goal. And it will be Modric to take it. Into the box it goes. Header won by Calafiori for Italy. That's a brilliant header. Can't be helped away, though, by Ballarella. Played forward by Modric. Gavardiol chasing it. Keeps it in towards the corner flag. Turns away from Di Lorenzo. Modric then takes over. Playing it into the box to Kramaric. Backheeling it to Sucic. Trying to return it to Kramaric. And he finds him in the box. Tries to turn with the Cruyff turn. He gets beyond Jorginho. Turns again. Lifts it to the far post. But no one's there for Croatia. And it can be dealt with here by Di Marco, who races away with the ball down the left-hand side for Italy. Still running forward, and he's overran it. Out of play. Not quite sure how he's done that there, Di Marco. Just kept sending himself wider and wider until he just ran out of room. But it's definitely Croatia off to the better start in this second half, and they do need the goal. And they'd like it as early as possible, really. They don't want to leave it too late like Scotland did last night. As it's still Spain 0, Albania 1. Albania 0, Spain 1, sorry. Modric for Croatia on the right-hand side. Midway side the Italy half. Just poking it out to this near side now to Stanisic. Kovacic towards the far side. Now being chased down by Fratesi, the substitute. But works it to Satalo. Brozovic. A bit of a deeper roll on the halfway line. Keeping it moving to Satalo. Just less than 5 minutes into the second half. Still 0-0 here in Leipzig. Brozovic. Kovacic. This is how the first half started. Croatia with loads of the ball. And working just the one shot on target, which forced Donnarumma into a save. Still with Croatia on the halfway line with Satalo. Going to his centre-back partner, Pongracic, who's been in the Croatia setup for just under 4 years now, making his debut in November 2020 against Turkey. Did spend a season on loan with Dortmund in the 21-22 season, Pongracic. Ball forward towards Kramaric. Just goes under his foot there from Modric, and it goes all the way through to Donnarumma in the 18-yard box, who will pick it up. So Donnarumma playing it to his right here. To Bastoni. Low ball forward, but Gvardiol gets there first, ahead of Di Lorenzo. And Croatia have it back in the Italy half. Pretty sloppy to give that away there from Italy. As it's now Croatia on this near side with Stanisic. Midway side the Italy half. Brozovic making a run down the right-hand side. Bit of space, and he's been found. Brozovic crosses. Good cross all the way through. Drops to Kramaric in the box. 1-on-1 with Di Lorenzo. Trying to work a bit of space. Shifts it onto that right foot. Shooting in the end. That comes off a hand. It certainly comes off a hand. Sucic skies it over the crossbar. Definitely comes off a hand. For sure. Kramaric strikes it. Fratesi with his left arm out. This could be a penalty kick, you know. His left arm in a very unnatural position. And VAR have a decision to make. Rob Dijperink is the VAR alongside Paul van Bokel. And Fratesi's left arm is outstretched as Kramaric tried to aim for the far corner. I think we could have a Croatia penalty here. And the VAR is telling the referee, Danny Macaulay, to just go and have a look at this. And Croatia could be collecting a spot kick here, which would be huge for them, because if they score it and they go ahead, they leapfrog ahead of Italy into second place. And you just can't have too many arguments. I don't know why his left arm is so far out of his, out of the side of his body. And I think the referee had one look at it, maybe two, and he has pointed to the spot. And Croatia have a penalty. I'm quite surprised he's not give it in normal time, in all honesty, but that's what VAR is there for. And the substitute on at half-time, Davide Fratesi, concedes the penalty. Handball offence. And Croatia have a huge opportunity. Their support crowd that back of the goal. They are out in their numbers, and their leader, their icon, their legend Luka Modric has got the responsibility to score here. He scored 3 European Championship goals. They've all come in 3 separate tournaments. Can he make it 4 from 12 yards out? Up against Donnarumma, who was the hero in the last Euros after saving penalties in the semi-final and the final. It's Modric up against Donnarumma. Right-footed. Modric to the bottom right corner, and it's saved by Donnarumma. Guessed the right way and got there. Huge opportunity for Croatia. Missed. And it's their captain Modric who has let it slip out of his fingers. Just telegraphed it too much, but Croatia will try and go again here. Sucic on the right wing, onto his left foot, wanting to cross it. Will cross it towards goal, flicked on. Donnarumma saves. Modric on the rebound, and he eventually gets his goal. A minute after missing his penalty, he gets his goal. He is a mentality monster, and that is how you recover from missing a very important penalty. You go and score anyway from open play. Right place, right time. Again, Donnarumma with a magnificent save, but his defence fell asleep. Modric didn't. Got onto the Donnarumma parry around 6 yards out with his left foot, just lifting it towards the roof of the net. He knew he had to get height on it due to the sheer stature of Donnarumma. And from missing a penalty, Modric has immediately scored almost a minute later. Sucic with the cross in, touched on towards goal by Budimir. And again, such a good save by Donnarumma, like the penalty where he got down low to his left. But he was not helped out by his teammates to deal with that second ball. And Croatia do eventually take the lead. It's Croatia 1, Italy 0. And of course, it's Luka Modric with the goal. That's the second penalty they've missed in these championships for Croatia. They missed one against Spain with Petkovic. And Modric has now missed one, but that's how you respond. And it's Croatia who lead. And they go above Italy in the group. Italy drop to third. That doesn't mean Italy are out. They could go through as one of the best second place teams. But that is leaving their fate in the hands of other nations. If they draw or win, then it's in their hands and they've got themselves qualified. But Croatia have got the goal and they've got themselves in second now. Good touch there by Budimir. Forcing a really good save from Donnarumma, but on the rebound, Modric just slamming it into that top left corner. He's now scored 4 goals in the Euros, all in separate tournaments. And that might be one of the biggest of the lot, as it looks like we're going to go to a back four here, Italy. Federico Di Marco replaced by right winger Federico Chiesa. So one Federico off for another. So Di Marco off for Chiesa. And it looks like Italy are going to go to a back four as from kickoff. They played it over the top down the right-hand side. Kept in and crossed in by Chiesa. Bit deep. Goes to Darmian on the edge. Raspadori back heels it into Fratesi. Really big tackle by Satalo. Corner for Italy. Looks like this game now might just spring to life more. Shocking pen from Modric. Too easy. Yep. Well, that's how to make it. Exactly. Had to set the delay on your stream so it syncs. That's good to hear. Syncing the stream up is Raspadori. Back post corner. Punched away by Livakovic. Chiesa will chase it down. At last a goal. It was such a dull game. Yeah, not loads have gone on. You can tell it's been a bit cagey because I think both teams know if they give something away like a goal, then it's going to hurt them big time. And for Italy, it's hurt them giving that goal away because they're now out of the top two. Just what the game needed, as the old cliche. Yeah, 100% certainly for this game. It was needed. Now we'll see if Italy respond. Yep, exactly. Well, they've slightly responded there, winning the corner pretty much instantly. Yeah, so Italy now into third on 3 points, which usually is enough to go through as one of the best third-place teams, but quite a few teams are on 3 points now in that bracket, so we'll have to just wait and see. I think Hungary better. Yeah, it goes goal difference first. Goal difference, then goals scored. I think that's the rank they put it in terms of who finishes in that top 6 of best third-place teams. Croatia on the ball with their goalkeeper Livakovic, Brozovic, the right centre half is Satalo in their defensive third to the right back Stanisic, just sending it long. It's a high ball up to the halfway line. Looking for Sucic, controlled really well though by Bastoni. It's now with Calafiori to Bastoni, looking to try and play a forward pass, but nothing's on for him. Delaying it and then going back to Jorginho. He wants more movement in there, Bastoni. Jorginho to the left to Bastoni again. Looking for a ball with a run from Fratesi, a header away by Pongracic. Controlled by the chest of Kovacic, who is tackled there by Chiesa, who wins the ball. Out to the left now, to Darmian. Chiesa to Barella. Caught in possession by Kovacic, who wins it back brilliantly, and he can't get taken down by Jorginho, but then Barella on the recovery, sliding from behind to win the ball. Definitely not a free kick. Won the ball for me. And Modric goes in late there on Fratesi. And that's a booking for Modric. Yeah, for sure. That was just a bit of a late one there. By Luka Modric. Yeah, that makes more sense. I read goal difference. Forgot Hungary didn't score against Germany. Yeah, their goal difference is not great, Hungary. It's -3 because they lost by 2 goals in the opening 2 games and, of course, won against Scotland 1-0. So, yeah, they're -3 goal difference. And at the moment, Italy are on just a -1 goal difference. So, yeah, they would be above Hungary in that department. Half an hour to go for Italy to try and get themselves automatically qualified, not having to rely on that best third-place team finish. Final third, right wing. Chiesa onto his left foot, crossing it, and it's just been sliced behind for a corner by Pongracic. He's just glad that went for a corner and not back towards his own goal on target. So set piece for the Italians. It's going to be an outswinger from the far side. Cross needs to be right. It's a good cross. Bastoni with another header. And over the bar it goes this time. 6 yards out. He's had 2 headers and he should have scored both of them. In the first half, he headed towards goal, but it was really well saved by Livakovic. That one's another free header. This time, Livakovic is nowhere near it, but he sends it over the crossbar. Bastoni will be kicking himself. Scored a header against Albania in the opening game, and he should have scored 2 tonight already. It's not like they've not had the opportunities, Italy, so far in this match. As Croatia go long up towards their striker of Budimir. Comes off Bastoni and rolls all the way through to the halfway line where it's won back by Gavardio. It's now with the goalkeeper Livakovic in the 18-yard box for Croatia. Kicks it long. It's a high ball up towards Modric this time, who will miss the ball, but it will go through towards Budimir. Comes off his hand, and that'll be a free kick for Italy. Just skimmed off the arm there. Not intentional, but definitely came off his hand. It's Chiesa, heavy touch down the line. He'll chase it down, but Gavardio slides in strongly and kicks the ball away for a throw for Italy. Bastoni now on the halfway line. Not being pressed at the moment by the Croatia front line. And curls it to the near side now to Darmian. 62.5 minutes in here. 1-0 to Croatia. Modric with the goal. Missed the penalty. The ball was then recycled back in the box through a cross. Saved by Donnarumma by Budimir. And then Modric on the rebound to make up for that miss. Italy midway inside the Croatia half. Jorginho trying to lift it into the 18-yard box. Comes off the head of Kovacic. Rolls back into the Italy half here for Di Lorenzo. Jorginho again. Goes across to his left now to Bastoni. Another ball lifted out to the right. Can't be kept in by Chiesa. Not happy with the pass there, Federico Chiesa. The Juventus winger brought off the bench here for Italy. Making his 50th appearance for Italy. Chiesa, 7 goals so far. Didn't score in any of his first 16 that he played in, Federico Chiesa. He had to wait. He has got 2 goals in the Euros. Both came in the 2021 campaign to Austria in the last 16, and then the goal to put them ahead in the semi-final against Spain. Italy on the ball. In their back line here with Bastoni. Bit of space on the near side here for Darmian. Doesn't fancy that pass. Will go to the right again instead here to Chiesa, who this time controls it. 1-on-1 with Gavardio in the final third. On his right foot, cross, switch deflects, and it'll be another corner for Italy. 26 minutes left to play. A draw is enough for the Azzurri. And Croatia need the win. Another out-swinging delivery by Raspadori. Just away from the head of Bastoni this time. Edge of the area. Chiesa to his left to Darmian. Chips it in off the head of Brozovic. Key defending from the Croatian number 11. Another chance just wasted there for Italy. That original cross from the corner just missed the likes of Bastoni and Calafiori at that near post. Now Italy have it again on halfway. Playing it out to the left now to Chiesa, who's gone from the right wing to the left. Forward here. Gets the return from Darmian. Chiesa running towards goal. Pokes it through. Fratesi tries to go one more to Retegui in the box. It just touched away from him off a Croatia player. And into the hands of the goalkeeper of Livakovic. Oh, it's off the knee of Pongracic. If that ball from Fratesi slips its way through, that is almost a guaranteed goal for Retegui. Croatia survive. Croatia go long up towards Budimir. Just away from him in the end, and it can bounce through here to Bastoni. Goes to the left now to his centre-back partner of Calafiori. Came through the Rome Academy, Calafiori, before a year stint in Basel. Before returning to Italy with Bologna to work under Thiago Motta. Barella. Big switch out to the left, and it's brilliant. Pinpoint straight to Darmian, who's got forward from fullback. Calafiori forward from centre-half. It's now out to the right again to Di Lorenzo. 25 yards out. Ball to the edge of the box to Retegui. Back to Barella. Crosses to Raspadori. Can't touch it down himself, but it runs through for Darmian. His ball across deflects again, but this time off Stanisic. And a throw for the Italians again. But they're in this game. They have clawed themselves back after going down by a 1-0. Calafiori. Back to the halfway line here. To Bastoni. Across into the centre circle now to Barella. Di Lorenzo over the top of the Croatian defence, comes off the head of Gvardiol, sending it away from the final third, and then Pongracic can clear it, but only as far as Barella. Forward to Fratesi, tries to play it inside, eventually gets across into the box, goes through towards Darmian, who heads it inside, into the box. Raspadori can't get on the end of it, cleared by Sutalo. Back into the midfield to Jorginho through Di Lorenzo, slips it through for Fratesi, in the box, tries to lift it to Retegui. Again, the cross is blocked, but another corner for the Italians. It's like every little detail is going Croatia's way at the moment. So many little balls that Italy are trying to play, but just a slight nick and a deflection, just taking it away from their intended targets. Gvardiol just slightly hobbling there. Back into the box. Looks like he'll be okay to continue for Croatia. Another delivery from Raspadori into the 6-yard box, punched away by Livakovic. Well, as far as Jorginho, sends it out wide to the right now to Barella. Back to Raspadori. On his left foot, trying to cross it, deflects, headed on by Di Lorenzo, chased down by Fratesi, kicked away by Livakovic. Well, as far as Calafiori. To Chiesa, sends it down the left and then crosses into the box, header away. And helped away by Modric. Headed back for Italy there to Jorginho by Barella. And the Italians can keep the possession and keep the pressure on Croatia in their own half here. Bastoni to the left now to Chiesa. 1-on-1 with Pongracic. Sucic coming across as well. Chiesa sending it back to Bastoni. More central area now to Barella. Goes right once more to Jorginho. Far side is Di Lorenzo. 1-on-1 with Kramaric. Can't quite get onto his right foot for a cross. Plays it inside to Fratesi. Gets the return from Barella. It's now the number 18 again. Nicolo Barella. Edge of the box to Raspadori. Croatia sitting deep but sitting firm. Not giving away too many spaces here. Chiesa on the left wing. Onto his right foot. Crossing it low. And the volley by Sutalo is out for another throw-in for Italy to take. Definitely putting on the pressure here. Italy responding well, as I mentioned, to their goal that they conceded. As Croatia are going to make their own change here with just over 20 minutes to play here in Leipzig. They're going to bring on experience. The 35-year-old Ivan Perisic will replace Sucic. It's going to be a double change, as Mateo Kovacic will be brought off here for number 18. And that is Luka Ivanusic, Feyenoord winger, right-footed. Scored but lost against Spain in Croatia's under-21s Euro quarter-final in 2021. So he's definitely got experience at youth level in these tournaments, Ivanusic. But this time he needs to perform at the senior level. Crossing from Darmian, headed down by Sutalo and cleared in the end by Stanisic. Well, as far as Calafiori to Jorginho, as Italy try and play down the left, he switches it out to the right to Di Lorenzo. Ball to the edge of the area to Retegui, holding it up, playing it backwards to just keep it ticking for Italy with Barella. Bastoni then goes to the left there to Calafiori. Cross to the edge of the box, chested down by Fratesi, pushing the back by Gvardiol, and it's given as a free kick. To the disgust of Brozovic, who wasn't happy with the giving of that free kick. Yeah, 2 hands in the back there by Gvardiol, trying to do it discreetly, but the referee read through it. And Fratesi, who give away the penalty with a handball, gives Italy a free kick. About 25 or so yards out, quite central, just to the right. So a bit of an angle for a left footer possibly. But we've also seen right footers take these as well. Looks like Nicolo Barella is placing the ball down. He has scored in this tournament against Albania from outside the 18-yard box. He'll have to replicate that once again. Nicolo Barella has got 10 goals for Italy. 2 in 2024. That one against Albania, then Ecuador as well in March. 2 in the Euros. Also scored in the Euro 2021 in the quarter-final stage against Belgium. Signed a new deal with Inter Milan this month. 5-year contract for Barella. Raspadori is also looking interested as well, with the centre-half Calafiori. Really good distance for a free kick here for the Italians with less than 20 to play. It'll be Raspadori. Comes off the wall, over the bar. Corner for Italy on this near side. I think it was blocked by Sutalo. Yep, strong there. Stood very strong, Sutalo. It's going to be the number 11, Raspadori, to put this corner into the box. They've had plenty of headed chances so far this game, Italy. Can they get another one? Ball goes in. Header away. Back to Raspadori, who recycles it into the box. Another header away to the edge of the area. Be chased down here by Budimir. But Barella will have it, and he's forced to go to the goalkeeper of Donnarumma. Clips it forward. Up towards Retegui. Brought to the ground by Pongracic. Free kick for Italy, quite far away, so it will be a lifted ball into the box. Just had his hands around him there, Pongracic. Bit of a soft one for me. As the referee's got his yellow card out here. Not sure who he's booking. Can't be Pongracic for the foul. It might be for him, for the words he said, for the giving of the free kick, or to someone else who gave the referee a few verbals. Italy take it short and they get moving again. On the far side, Chiesa to Jorginho. To the near side to Darmian. Back to the halfway line here is Spain. Still lead 1-0 against Albania in the other game in the group. Bastoni goes across now to Barella, who's just sat in between Bastoni and Di Lorenzo. As Di Lorenzo goes forward to Frattesi, he's so overhit, and through to the Croatian goalkeeper. And it's Luka Ivanusek, the recent substitute for Croatia, who was booked for just toe poking the ball away. Raspadori heading it to the left to Darmian. Back through to Raspadori. Being followed and tracked by Modric and tackled by him as well. Throw in for Italy. Well defended though by Luka Modric. And Italy going to make another change with just over 15 minutes to play. Giacomo Raspadori is going to come off and they're going to go for two strikers up front here, Italy. Gianluca Scamacca comes on. He's only ever scored once for Italy, and that was against England in a 3-1 defeat in October of last year. Bastoni goes across to the right now to Di Lorenzo. Now to far side to Chiesa. Everything to his left now in the final third. Having to go back though to Jorginho. They're finding this hard, Italy, to find any chances, any spaces through. Barella lifted ball to the opposite side here to Darmian. Controls it well, keeps it close to him. And plays it into the box to Chiesa, who slips. But there's a flag up for offside on Darmian. And the attack is over for Italy. Italy qualifying for the knockouts at the moment. It's out of their hands as they currently sit in third. Long ball forward by the goalkeeper. Can't be headed on by Perisic. Now Di Lorenzo towards the corner flag. Just sees it out for a throw-in for Italy as Perisic was following him behind. Modric scored his goal 20 minutes ago in the 55th minute after missing the penalty. Then scoring after it was put back in the box by Sucic. And a shot saved from Budimir. And Italy now have it with Darmian. Looking to go backwards. Why is he going backwards? Oh my word. So frustrating. Football these days is gone. Like, there's such set patterns. It's like if they go against it, then the whole team will fall apart. It's okay to go forward with the ball. It's always having to start and do a certain way of going through a team. It's boring. Honestly, it's boring. Scotland were the same last night. woeful performance. It was actually boring as anything, and this has been boring again. Di Lorenzo try going behind here for Chiesa. He might be onside, but he won't get there anyway. Pongracic is the one to beat him to the ball, but he can't clear it very far. Fratesi back into a central area to Chiesa, slips it through for Retegui, who may be offside, tries to square it again, and then the flag goes up eventually on Retegui, who was in an offside position. So still, Croatia lead, and they put themselves into second position in the group. A lot of thinking here for Luciano Spalletti, who won Napoli's first Serie A title in 33 years, 2 seasons ago. So Croatia free kick from the offside, just on the edge of their box. It's a long ball down the left-hand side here. Budimir wins the header towards Kramaric, dealt with though by Calafiori. It's now with Di Lorenzo, forward to Jorginho, then in between the lines towards Fratesi. Brozovic slides in, but kicks it only as far as Fratesi. Then Retegi's brought down off the ball, and that'll be another yellow card for Pongracic. That's his first of the game. 2 fouls in quick succession there by Pongracic. He's got him in the book. Fratesi's trying to run forward, but after the ball, Pongracic was just pulling down Retegui. In the other game, Albania dominating in the second half. Are they actually? They've definitely done themselves proud, Albania. They did really well against Italy in the opening game, of course, taking the lead early on. And then they were quite unfortunate against Croatia, really. You know, taking the lead and then going behind again, but salvaging a last-minute draw. Still no goal, though, to show for it. Spain still lead 1-0. It looks like Croatia are going to make another change shortly. With Lovro Majer, their number 7. Volley away by Bastoni. Controlled by Chiesa. But straight to Perisic. Ball back to Gvardiol. Inside to the midfield to Brozovic. Just in front of the halfway line. Back out to the left to Gvardiol. Gets his head up. Plays a low ball. And Croatia can try and keep it moving here. Out to the right to Stanisic. Modric. 1-2 with Brozovic. Can he keep it in? He can. Ball stays in. Cross goes in. And it's just headed away by Bastoni. That was almost the perfect cross for Budimir, who had his golden chance taken off him due to some brilliant defending. Had to get there, Bastoni, and he did. Aslani. What a baller. Not actually. Like I said, I missed Albania's game against Croatia. I was working. But definitely saw that Italy performance. It's going to be Modric to come off. The current match winner. The one who is sending Croatia through to the last 16. And of course, you've got to remember he is 38 years old, so completing a full 90 minutes in such a big occasion isn't quite possible for Luka Modric in 2024. And he'll be replaced by number 7, Lovro Majer, who has started the first 2 games of the Euros, but was subbed off at half-time in the last game against Albania. He's back on the field of play now. And it's Italy now with a throw-in. Midway inside their own half on that far side. 10 minutes plus added on time to save themselves. Gvardiol heads it forward from the Italy clearance. Calafiori. Lost out there, but because it came off a hand, and that was Kramaric. And it's Italy who are going to make another double change here. Damian will be coming off for the number 20 of Mattia Zaccagni, just making his 7th appearance for Italy. Zaccagni. On the second change, we'll see Jorginho off for number 21. That is Nicolo Fagioli, who only just returned to playing football. He had a betting ban from October last year to May this year. So spent pretty much all season out, but he's still got his place in the Euro squad, and he's on here. Nicolo Fagioli for his first ever European Championship appearance. Italy on the ball in their own half. 8.5 to play. Di Lorenzo route one up towards Retegui. Heads it to Scamacca. Touches it out to the left now to Calafiori. Zaccagni forced to go backwards. Sliding challenge from Stanisic. Catching Zaccagni late. And the referee, Danny Makali, will want a word with Josip Stanisic. And he will be booked the right back. So possibly more of a reason to get the ball out wide left to Zaccagni to run at Stanisic. Barella in the centre circle. Back to Di Lorenzo. Being closed down by Perisic, but works to his right here. And the ball forward by Chiesa. Cleared away though. But straight back to Di Lorenzo. Lifts it into the centre circle to Scamacca. Touch out wide left. Can't reach Zaccagni. It's now with Stanisic. Trying to go forward with it, and he will do so deep into the Italy half. Stanisic trying to release it, but it falls straight to Calafiori. Back heels it forward, but to Kramaric and not Zaccagni. Kramaric back heels it to Stanisic. Maya. Stanisic. Croatia have the ball in the Italy half. They're now in their own half, as Brozovic is forced to go back there to Satalo. Lavakovic with a long clearance for Croatia, straight to Di Lorenzo. It's now Fagioli. Calafiori, big switch out to Chiesa, who has to go back to Di Lorenzo. Fagioli, low ball forward, it trickles its way through to Fratesi. On once more by Retegui, what a big block that is. That pass was going straight through to Scamacca. But again, just that final ball, just not quite going through for the Italians. Croatia have it on the left-hand side. Maya being played through. Can't quite beat the Italian to the ball. Bastoni, so pass deflects to Brozovic. Lifts it into the box towards Lovro, Maya and Budimir. Cleaned up, though, by Calafiori. Bastoni this time can clear it a bit longer forward up towards halfway. Headed out wide right by Retegui. And it will be a Croatia throw-in on halfway. Still 1-0 between Albania and Spain. In Dusseldorf. As Bastoni battling towards the corner flag with Budimir. And that'll be a free kick for Italy. Brought down by the Croatia. Number 16 came off the bench at half-time for Mario Pasalic. Header away there by Sutal, by Brongracic. It's now Maya on the right wing. He's got the ball through here for Brozovic. Squares it once more back to Maya to try and complete the 1-2. Cleared by Calafiori. Going as far as Ivanusic. Brozovic. Stanisic overlaps. Brozovic will cross it himself, but straight into the grasp of Donnarumma. Just over 5 minutes left to play. Leipzig still 1-0 to Croatia. Italy build from the back. It needs to happen now. Fagioli. Di Lorenzo on halfway. Forward now. And then back it goes to Di Lorenzo. Bastoni. Into the middle of the park to Fagioli. Needs to keep it moving. Goes forward to Scamacca. Dropping deeper. And then sending it to the right. What a touch that is from Chiesa. Kills it dead. In the box. Low ball in. And it's cleared by Brozovic. Looking for Retegui. Throw in though for Italy via the clearance from Brozovic. It's going to be taken on that far side by Di Lorenzo. Throws it all the way back though to Fagioli. It's now Bastoni on the halfway line again. Lifting it out to the right to Chiesa. Another good touch. Fratesi making a run, but can't find him. Goes back instead to Barella. It's now Fagioli. Scamacca round the corner for Retegui. Playing it through now. Cross from Chiesa, and he just avoids Scamacca. And all the way through for a goal kick. What an opportunity that is Chiesa's been a really bright spark since being introduced. And on the right-hand side of the box, he was played through. Plays it across the 6-yard box. It's just ahead of Scamacca, who was stretching but couldn't get there. It was actually Pongracic in the way, which stopped Scamacca from getting a touch to the ball. Luciano Spalletti can't believe it. And Italy still trail here by a 1-0. And they're currently out of the Euros in terms of finishing in the top 2. They'll have to wait for their fate to be confirmed if they're through as one of the best third-place teams. As there is a Croatia player down here with 3 minutes to play of the 90. Marin Pongracic with cramp. So a little pause in play. Croatia are going to make another change. It's going to be a defensive one here, as it is going to be Josip Juranovic to come on. Not now, as we've restarted, but very shortly. Long ball forward for Italy. Retegui can't win the header. Now on the halfway line with Ivanusic. Finds Brozovic. Low ball to the right now to Kramaric. Midway side the Italy half. He's got Stanisic overlapping. And he'll find him in the final third now. Stanisic, tackle by Calafiori, just about keeps it in. It's now Maya. Stanisic again. Inside to Brozovic. Through for Stanisic. Good football for Croatia. In the final third to the byline. Tries to chop back. But he just loses the possession. Can't keep it in. Goal kick for the Italians. Well defended there by Riccardo Calafiori. Just to put Stanisic off his Cruyff turn. And the change is very defensive. The striker, Andrej Kramaric, is coming off for right back Josip Juranovic. So it looks like it'll probably be a back 5 here for Croatia to see this game out. And it'll be one that sees them through to the last 16 guaranteed. So Italy from the back. Donnarumma, the goalkeeper, clearing it first time. Right footed towards Retegui. Headed forward by Brozovic. Can't be kept for Croatia off the head of Ivanusic. It's now back with Donnarumma. 30 seconds of the 90 to play for Italy. We will have time added on. Just a question of how much will be added on for the Azzurri. Scamacca linking up the play and playing it out to the right now to Di Lorenzo. Barella takes it beyond the halfway line for Italy. Playing it to the left to Calafiori. It's to this near side now to Zaccagni. Everything to his right as he chops onto his right foot. Plays it across to his right to Barella. Fagioli turning away from Budimir. 8 minutes added on here in Leipzig for Italy to get themselves through. They simply just need to score. Chiesa from the right wing, playing a low ball in, cut out by Sotalo, drops back to Chiesa, who goes for another pass, which comes off Brozovic this time, to Barella. Calafiori can't work it to Zaccagni, slid away there by Stanisic. Brozovic will chase it, but Bastoni will get there and he's caught. It'll be a free kick on the halfway line, given by Danny Makeli. That's going to be a booking it for Marcelo Brozovic, Croatia's number 11. Just beaten to it there by Bastoni and caught. But they've got themselves back underway. Scamacca playing it to Fratesi, tackled in the box by Stanisic, who can just about clear it. Spinning and kicking the ball away. Straight to an Italian shirt. Fagioli to Barella. Touches heavy, but he can get there. Ahead of Pongracic, but tackled by Gavadio. It's now back into the Italy half here with Di Lorenzo, the right centre half. Scamacca. Not many options with him. Scamacca just wants to shoot from afar. It has deflected for him. and out for a corner. He's genuinely shot from about 35 yards there. Stupid decision to shoot, but thankfully for him it took a deflection, so he's got his team a corner. Should never have really been shooting there. Yeah, they're certainly lacking a goal scorer. A good one, that's for sure. Retegui and Scamacca just aren't cutting it for the Italians here. Zaccagni, in-swinger, ball in, headed off Perisic, still alive in the area. Di Lorenzo loses track of the ball, and Gavardio can lift it down the left-hand side now to Juranovic. Calafiori's chasing him, he catches him, and that will be a free kick for Croatia. That's going to be a booking for the number 5. The Bologna centre-half of Calafiori. He's only making his 97th appearance in professional football at the age of 22, and he will miss Italy's next game if they get to the knockouts. They will miss Riccardo Calafiori if they reach the last 16. As they are trying to protect their honour, trying to retain the Euros. Italy might be falling at the group stages. Long ball by Livakovic, can't quite reach Ivanusic. Tackle from Perisic, out for a throw-in for Italy. 5 minutes to go. Like I say, it won't mean Italy are out guaranteed, it just will mean Croatia are through, for sure. Italy could still go through as one of the best third-place teams. Clearance from Fagioli up to the halfway line, looking for Retegui. Can't quite win the header. Nodded on by Brozovic, now out wide by Maya to Perisic. Forward to Juranovic, inside to Maya. Juranovic takes over again. It's deflected and seen out for a throw-in by Perisic. Now there's less than 5 to play. Got a lot of former players in their coaching staff, Croatia, with the likes of Ivica, Olic, Vedran, Chorluka and Mario Mandzukic, who scored in this fixture when these two last met in the Euros in 2012 in a 1-1 draw. The last 3 results between these two nations have been 1-1 draws. Budimir up front for Croatia, trying to hold it up. Falls down after a challenge, I think, by Fratesi. Pulled to the floor, and the referee gives the free kick with 4 to play. Might have actually been Barella instead, who had his arms round him. Yeah, it was Nicolo Barella. Just giving him a little hug. So Brozovic with this free kick. They're going to go towards the corner flag. Ivanusic. Back instead to Maya. Wants to try and go forward. He's driving inside here, Maya. Finds Juranovic. Maya out to the right to Stanisic. A bit of space for him just outside the box. He'll keep it in. Towards the corner flag. Plays the pull back here. Kept alive by Juranovic, but can't win the 1-2 from Zaccagni. Ball now in the air. Both lose out. Budimir lifting it into the box for Perisic. Angles tight and he'll try and cross it. Wildly hits it out of play for a goal kick. Less than 3 to play. Italy are losing sight here of second place. Qualification will be out of their hands if this remains the same result. Scamacca helping it on towards Retegui. Not enough for a foul, as he thought he was pulled by the shirt. Croatia take it away with Juranovic. Loads of space for him. As he enters the box, he pulls it across to his left, but he can't quite keep it there, Ivanusic. And then Barella pulled back, and he'll be fouled, and he'll win the free kick. Another yellow card out of the pocket of the referee here. Fagioli booked for a pull on Gavardiol in the build-up to that Croatia attack. Just off the ball, pulling down Gavardiol there. Fagioli. Italy back underway. 2 to play in Leipzig. Long ball forward by Barella, looking for Scamacca. Heads it to his right to Retegui, can't control it. And Gavardiol just slams it away. And out of play for an Italy throw-in on the far side. Italy go long again. Sotalo wins the header. Throw in for Italy, this time on the near side. Fratesi, forward to Retegui. Back towards Fratesi, tackled though by Brozovic in the centre circle. Just slowing it down here, Brozovic goes back to Perisic, who's part of that back five. Clears it long forward towards Budimir. Loses out though. Oh, Bastoni loses out to Budimir, but he was shoved to the ground there by the Croatian striker. Free kick for Italy as they're running out of time here. Calafiori, the centre-back, marauding through to the left. Zaccagni! And Italy have won it late. It will feel like a win. He makes it 1-1. And Italy are back in second place. What a run from the centre-back Calafiori. And he slid it to his left to Zaccagni, the substitute. And what a time to score your first ever goal for your country. It just looked like it was never going to happen for Italy. A frustrating second half. Modric can't believe it. Croatia are out of the Euros. They were 30 seconds away from qualifying. And now they're going home. Mattia Zaccagni with the finish, the Lazio winger. Just a little bit of individual quality sends Italy through. Calafiori with a 1-2 with Fratesi, sending himself right towards the edge of the box. And as Satalo came towards him, he played it to the left to Zaccagni, who found himself alone on the left-hand side of the box, opened up his body, curling it to that far corner. Beyond Livakovic in the Croatia goal, who had absolutely no chance. What a finish, what a moment. What a goal. And Italy have saved themselves with the final kick of the game. It will feel like a win. And again, it looks like for the fourth time in a row, and it will, the fourth time in a row, this fixture has finished 1-1. And Italy are through to the knockout stages. Croatia are going home. Croatia will finish in third place with 2 points. That won't be enough to go through as one of the best third place teams. Italy find themselves through on 4 points. Croatia deflated, heartbroken and defeated. They were 30 seconds away from qualifying. And they had defended so well. Limited Italy to so few chances. The best Italy were getting in terms of chances were headers and set pieces. But Calafiori from the back, unlocking the Croatia defence to slip the ball through to Zaccagni. And for his first goal for Italy, he sends them through to the last 16 of the Euros here in Germany. How football can change so quickly. It is crazy. It just looked like Italy were out. Just uninspiring. No real attacking threat, despite having 2 strikers on the pitch. But it just takes a moment for one of the Italy players to just think, I'm going for it. I'm going to try and make this happen on my own, because this build-up that they were attempting with these passes just weren't working. And Calafiori at the back just went on a little run of his own. He completed a quick 1-2 with Fratesi, who gave away the penalty in the first half, which led to Croatia going 1-up. They didn't score directly from the penalty, but they scored soon after it was missed. And then what an assist that is to play it through to Zaccagni. And what a finish. Top right corner. Mattia Zaccagni actually won Serie A Goal of the Year in 2021 for an overhead kick. That might be one of the goals of the Euros. To curl that, bend it so far into the top right corner in the moment, in the pressure of the moment, to get it into that, position in the goal, so well placed. That's a terrific finish. And literally, Croatia were 30 seconds away from going through, and then Italy would have had to have relied on being one of the best third place teams. But that Zaccagni goal has changed the lot. Spain have won their games. They're 3 for 3. Albania are also out, but have definitely done themselves proud. Albania. Spain have won Group B. Yeah. What a goal. Thank you very much. Like I said, kind of lost in the moment there. I screamed, they've won it. But like I say, it's like a win. Even though it's not, I've just completely messed it up. That's just the feeling of it. Italy is celebrating it like a win. And they knew they only needed a draw, but to get it in that circumstance is dramatic. And the Italian fans won't like their team for putting them through it, but at the end of the day, they're through to the knockouts. And they can enjoy a good 4 or 5 days off now before a last 16 game against Switzerland. Well, what heartache for Croatia. Yet another late goal. Yeah, exactly. It's been a fantastic Euros. I've loved this. It's had so much drama, goals, and good goals as well. So many from outside the box. And what a commentary, mate. Thanks, brother. No, absolutely no problem at all. But that is going to be the end of the live commentary. Make sure you do like, subscribe if you haven't already. Next commentary will be one of the last 16 ties later on this week. I'm not sure which game I'll be doing, but it'll be on the channel soon so you can find out which game I will be commentating on. But here in Leipzig, it looked like Croatia were going to go through, putting Italy from second to third place after Modric's goal 10 minutes into the second half. He missed his penalty, but scored a minute after a brilliant save from Donnarumma on a Budimir shot. And it looked like Italy just were never going to get that goal to get them back into second position. But with the last kick of the game, Calafiore played it to his left to Zaccagni in the box in the top right corner. That's where he put it, sending Italy through, making Croatia pack their bags to go home. And here in Leipzig, it finishes Croatia 1, Italy 1.